Alright, something funny for the intro. Let's see, it's Wednesday, it's Hump Day. Hello everyone, and yes, it is Wednesday, it is Hump Day. That means it's the middle of the week, and we have to get over this hump, and it's just 2 more days until the weekend. Unless you're like me and you're on winter break, and you go to an East Coast or West Coast school, and school doesn't start for another week or so. So until then, every day is a weekend, and it's lovely. But at times we do all get bored. It happens, you know, can't be entertained 24/7. Although that would be awesome. Because of that, we always have to find ways to not get bored and try to find ways to entertain ourselves. So if anything positive came out of this very lazy break, it's how to unborify the moment. To basically not make it boring anymore. Because let's face it, there's only so much video games and so much Twitter following and Instagram stalking and Facebook sharing that we can take until it gets really repetitive. The one thing that's helped me is making these videos, going to the gym, spontaneously going out with friends, or you could do things a little differently. For example, for me, I got Fallout 4, which is a genre I never liked before, but buying this game, I am in love with it. And I know I said that before, but you know, that's just an example of how you can change things up. And sometimes in place of going to the gym, because sometimes I get very, very, very tired of going to the gym, I just go play soccer with friends, and that's actually a really good nice change up, because the next day I'll be like, you know, I'd rather just go to the gym this time. Or if you're ever in doubt, you could always just do this. It really gives you the extra thrust you need for the day. You know what I'm saying? You get me? You feel me? But if you've truly gotten bored and really want something new to do, try doing nothing. And before you say, I don't get it, how can you do nothing and have fun at the same time? No offense, but that is my impersonation of anyone who complains. Let me finish my point. If you just put down your phone, turn it off, maybe you have a laptop, turn that off too. If you have video game consoles, turn those off. And just try to figure out what you can do without any technology, you know? Try to figure out what you can do to entertain yourself without anything that usually goes along with it. For example, for me, I found some old books, some old Calvin Hobbes books back from when I was in, like what, 6th grade? After I did that, I remember I had a camera, and I know that counts as technology, but I decided to do YouTube videos again because, you know what, I was bored. And this keeps me on a structure. This break has been nothing but free flow laziness, and I needed something to do, something to keep me up and showered and nicely dressed, and you know, it's working. For some of you, it might be reading books. For others, it might be knitting. For others, it might be, I don't know, spontaneously doing this. So I guess that's my point, to try to rediscover things that you used to do before you had a phone or before you had a laptop. And these are all things that I think our generation, like my age and like older, we kind of knew how to do. I remember I didn't get my first flip phone until I was in 7th grade, and it was those old flip phones. You couldn't do anything with those. Today, kids are getting iPhones at the age of like 6 or 7, and I'm not one of those to be like, no, bad, very, very bad. I'm more of one to say, hey, as long as they're learning, it's all good. However, that means that they, at the age of whatever, 5 or 4, need to figure out how to do things without having technology present. Usually they have iPads, usually they have something that keeps them entertained like Netflix. But when I was younger, and that makes me sound like back in my day, but what I mean to say is that when I was younger, I played old video games that were very linear, like PlayStation 1, Crash Bandicoot. Does anyone know that game? I played with Legos, I played with like the Abraham Lincoln like logs, you know, the Lincoln log things. So that's why I think it's helpful for people to rediscover what they used to do back then. And if you already do, then good job, you've already one-upped me. You're superior to me, I bow down. And for some of you, if that means having to play with dolls again and you don't really want to do that, which, you know, you totally could. You could totally do it. But if you don't want to, you could probably find something else, you know? Find a new hobby that doesn't include telephones or laptops or video games. Try something new. And I don't mean picking up a new hobby like running or swimming in a pool. Like, you could totally do that, but I'm talking about things that you can do in your house when there's nothing else to do, you've done everything that you usually do. So if you guys have something that you do that has been like the things I've been describing, feel free to leave it in the comments below, because I get bored a lot, especially recently. So I need help. So leave comments down below and help me get unbored. No more bored. So until the next time I see you, goodbye.